Okay, hello guys, welcome to today's video, and we're going to be talking about a trader's edge. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to identify your edge as a trader in order to attain profitability. So it's a kind of, it's an important aspect that, of course, smart people would want to pay attention and listen. Okay, so now we have done. This is a 100-day challenge. We have done today's video is day 81. We have done 80 videos where we concentrated on breaking down technical analysis proper. I shared my experience with you guys, my trades with you guys, weekly analysis, how to carry out top down analysis. I've basically touched into every aspect, right? In trading. You have seen several patterns play out over and over again. Your eyes have been open to see certain things, right? So I'll be using the remaining 20% to talk about profitability, right? How we can build our edge, how we can sustain profitability, right? How to be profitable as a trader. I'll be using the first 20 days to talk about it, how to get your edge as a trader. You can learn all the technical analysis, but you need not to be overwhelmed, right? So I think, let me just explain what I mean. Now, if we talk about a trader's edge, right, it's every trader, right, have should have one thing, right? Like every trader have one thing in common. Every trader has their edge to trading. So it means there's a particular way you see the chart that makes you profitable, makes you make money. Is different from another trader, right? It can be the same with one or two traders, but it's actually different. You have different ways to see that chart. It means there are several setups on SMC that Smartech has taught, right? You've solved different patterns, equal lows, liquidity sweeps, equal highs, you've seen imbalance, you've seen order blocks, FVG entries, and all those stuffs, right? So now, in order for you to develop your edge, you need to understand what trader your edge really means. What is an edge? A trader's edge. Your edge is simply a repeatable condition, right, in the market that gives you higher probability of winning over time. Now, if you notice, the market has different ways of playing out, but there are certain ways, there are certain moves that are just unique in the market, that the market makes, right? There are certain SMC moves that are just very clean and are very unique, that if it comes out, like, okay, for example, the whole of last week I only took two trades. I think so. Yeah, I only took two trades, and I shared that setup. I think it was on BTC. ETH was just probably ranging, making those moves. I think just the short and was it the short and buy? Yeah, the short and buy setup on BTC. Right, I did not even stress myself. Just two trades, I'm out. Right, this week now I've not even throughout today I was busy. I not even look at the chart. Right, did not even catch any setup, right? So it means a repeatable condition in the market. There are different SMC setups and there are different ones to pick, right? Developing your edge is saying I'm going to be sticking to this particular kind of setup. If I don't see it, I don't trade, because you don't want to be if you don't have an edge, you don't want to be like I'm lucky. You don't want it to be a thing of luck, right? You want to have a specific thing you see and you stick to it. That's why it's important when you're watching through the videos, you're jotting things down, right? Most of you now, you need to go back to those videos too, because of course it's much, of course it might be overwhelming, but you can actually pick one or two things, right? So it's not about winning every trade, but it's about consistently executing a setup that plays out more profitable than others. There are several SMC setups that we have seen in the chart that, of course, I can start drawing out different patterns. Is it breaker block entry? Is it mitigation entry, mitigation block, or two equal lows, or engineered liquidity? You come on, if we were to list them, right? This is an SMC setup, buy setup. This one is also an SMC setup. When you have breaker block or mitigation block entry. This one is also an SMC setup where you have a pullback to the imbalance. Market shift makes a certain break, you enter for a continuation, right? Several, right? We have seen them, we have talked about them in this 80-day journey. The 80-day journey we've done, 80 days journey we've done, we've talked about different setup. You have seen me come to do reviews. I catch different of them. Now, having an edge is having a particular kind of setup that when you see them, most times I might go to the chart and I see some kind of SMC moves. I may decide not to trade them. If I'm bored, I may just decide to trade them. But there are some moves that if I see, except I didn't see it. Of course, you should not be able to see, you must not see every move. But if you see those moves, you know that this particular setup has higher chance, high probability, is a more high probability setup. For example, one of my, of course I have several, one of my high probability setup that I trade is, let markets, yeah, let there be a 4 hours imbalance, and market should come, mitigate this 4 hour imbalance, right, and makes an internal structure shift. Let's example, market comes to the mid level of this imbalance, right, and mitigates it, whether 4 hours, whether 1 day, any form of imbalance. Now market mitigates this imbalance and creates a shift in structure, right? And while creating that shift, also create a form of inducement. Bro, this is one of my favorite setups, right? Beautiful favorite setup. If I see it, I know that this is a high probability. It plays out most of the time. Plays out most of the time. If you see it, you're going to get a 1:4 trade confirmed. You can get as long as 1:6 to 1:8 trade if you see. You understand? So now it is now you as a trader to now pick. Your edge is what repeats, right? It's something that is a repeatable condition in the market that gives you what? A high probability of winning over time. It means there's a certain market reaction that you are so much in love with. Let me put it that way. There's a certain market reaction that you're so much in love with that if you see it, you don't need to force yourself for a trade. You know exactly what to do and you know exactly how to take your entries. That is building an edge. And every trader, right, should be able to develop it. So as you guys are coming up, you're new, it is something you should have at the back of your mind. Write it down. I need to build an edge. So that building an edge now restricts you again. It means even as an SMC trader, I must not be looking for every SMC moves. I just want to pick a particular one, right? I must not be looking for every SMC moves. If I see this one, I love seeing it. I understand the pattern very well. I understand that reaction. Then I'm sticking to it, right? That is how to build your hedge. So it's now you now. It's now on you when you're doing your studies, when you're doing your back testing. Which pattern do you love? Which reaction, market reaction, do you really understand that you have back tested over and over and you see that this thing always happens? So you don't need to stress yourself with multiple entry methods. Now you can just stick to that particular one and use it alone to be profitable. You may not be seeing loss of trades, but there are times whereby you'll be seeing those setup back to back in the market, right? You'll be seeing those setup back to back in the market and you'll be able to trade them, right? So it's you. So your edge can be imbalanced, just like I've shared this particular kind of setup, this particular part of setup, mastering it, mastering to see it, mastering how market makes those moves on any kind of pair you are trading. Build it so that that will be your favorite entry method. Yeah, your favorite entry method, your favorite SMC setup that once you see it, you are definitely going to trade it and it will make you profitable over time. Okay, so it's important, right, that as traders you must develop that edge, right? High probability setups that repeats itself over time. And what is going to help you to develop your edge as a trader? y- One thing there is journaling. Very important. You must learn how to what journal your trades. The ones that plays out, or the ones that did not play out, right? Journal them somewhere, right? You can use a note, you can use saved, yeah, a note can work. If you don't want to start paying for all those journal whatever journal platforms that is out there. For me, I basically save some of my trades on Telegram, right? I journal most of my trades on Telegram. I saved Telegram personal messages. That's where I journal most of my trades. That's where I sketch out my trading plans, weekly trading plan, monthly trading plan, the one I have for 6 months, my week's target. That's where I draft everything. Oh, this week, this is what I'm going to be risking, this is what I can afford to risk. That's why I saved many of my setups, the ones that played out. Sometimes I can just go through it. I go 6 months, 8 months, and I'm checking, wow, beautiful, beautiful setups, right? I'll be checking them. I'll be like, damn, beautiful setup. Some I store on Twitter, on X highlights. If you go to my X highlight, you see some of the setup I save. Sometimes you just go through them, looking at them, understanding how they play, how I caught that particular setup at that time. I'll be looking at, wow, these are beautiful trades that play out. You need to learn how to journal your trade. I think I'll do a video about that. Okay, I think I'll run a video about journaling, so that you guys will know how to journal trades. Okay, so it's very important, right? Then, when you have discovered your edge, now a lot of people might be confused. Another way to know that this particular kind of setup is your edge is anytime you analyze trade using that kind of setup, you hit take profit without stress. Then some other kind of setups, you see that market invalidates you. This means you're not good in catching setup. But there are some setups you analyze. Even right now that you're still learning, there are some setups you just analyze. You see it take profit. You analyze it again, you see it take profit. Once you see those things, you can now pick that particular setup as a favorite setup. You master it. It becomes your edge. Then you stick to that particular edge and avoid distractions, right? It will make you, now you're no longer a random trader. You are trading with purpose. It means if I don't see this, I don't see this, I don't trade, right? I'm no longer a random trader. I don't even care. Like last week, I only took two trades, two beautiful trades that just played out. I think, was it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? It played out in 3 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that was it. And done, done. Right? I think I'll drop a review on how, I think I've done a review on even how I caught those tweets. After that, no stress. You understand? It's a long time journey. It's a long time journey. Forget about the social media things that makes you panic. Forget about everybody is working for their stomachs. Forget about trying to impress someone. Nobody cares. Nobody was there. The people you see on social media, they were not there when you were giving birth to. They don't know you. You do not know them, right? So don't FOMO, right? Have your own target, follow your own things. If you see something that is good in social media, appreciate. You don't need to panic because of thousands of PNLs that makes you run. Some of them, they are fake, right? I don't usually post on X, right, on those kind of stuff, because of course, a trader is not supposed to be out there dragging another trader. Those are wasted times, nonsense. You have time to do other things, right? Fake PNLs up and down, fake screenshots, fake proof of account, fake. They look so real, right? To pressure you, to impress the people. You understand, and you'll be impressed by something that is so fake, so unreal. Before you know, you start losing your legit money, and someone out there just posted something so clean, it looks so real, but it's definitely fake, right? And you start losing money because of fake things, right? So we should concentrate on ourselves, right, and build it. So I don't want to do so. I want to say, okay, I want traders to come out. Okay, after coming across the Smart Tech Challenge, I was able to build something sustainable for myself. That's the testimony I need, right? I was able to learn this thing and build. So if you watch the 100 videos and you're not coming out as a good trader, it's a bad testimony for me, right? So we have done several technical analysis. Now I need to groom you guys to think like a trader, right? The few of you that would be able to follow through to the end, think like a trader. There is nothing so difficult there. The ones that are so difficult, you can save the videos, you repeat it again all over and all over. What is Smart Tech talking about? You go back and study. It is a personal thing, right? It is a personal thing. But most of you, after quick funds, how much do you want to make now? How much do you want to make now that you will still spend? If you're into trading or not, you still make money, you still spend money. Why don't you just concentrate and focus on getting this thing very right? Then you start making money. Money will definitely come, right? So it's important. So that's what a trader's edge means. And getting your edge meaning it means simply spotting a high probability setup, right, that repeats itself always, right, in the market, that gives you what high probability of winning over time. That's just a trader's edge. That's what it means. And you can do this by getting different possible setups, studying different SMC setups, and picking the one of highest probability to you, right? Journal them, journal them so that you can differentiate the different ways they repeat, and you stick to that edge, and you what always avoid distractions. It's going to differentiate you from random trading to what trading with purpose, right? So thank you very much, guys. That would be all. So I would really, that would be all, right? I would really advise you to take things down, take notes down, right? Plan and build. Now you know, when any trader is talking about, I just discovered my edge in trading, and since I discovered my edge, I have been profitable, right? That's what they simply mean. I've discovered my edge. The edge just simply means there's a different way I now see the market. That with this thing now, I don't trade the noise. I don't focus on all those noises. I just focus on these simple basic things, the way I see it, and I catch it, and that's what I've been trading. You need to get something repeatable. Trading is all about reputations. A lot of people bringing out new things, new things. Forget about those things. Pick one thing that repeats itself over and over, and you are just trading reputations. That's all. That's all, right? So it's a short one, so that will be all for today. See you guys on the next one.